This time we're going to be talking about extended range guitars, 7, 8, 9 strings. But first, for your comments. How you doing, Gary?
Hey, and also some extended multiscales.
Oh, yeah, multiscales are all kinds of fun.
They are.
Yeah.
What about that shirt you're wearing, Responsible? I thought you're in a metrocolostomy.
Metrocolostomy.
When you're not protected.
When you're okay.
By what? Excuses?
Let's see. So here, let me get a better view.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes, this is heavy metal philosophy.
Hell, I thought you were representing Kahler rather than that shit.
Hey, Kahler's representing heavy metal.
Metrocolostomy, I like that.
Metalosophy.
Oh, I see.
You know what? Metrocolostomy sounds pretty funny, though. I'll take that.
Well, wait until you get to be my age. You got to think about that stuff.
Ooh, I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, well, we can think about it. Everybody, as you get older, has got to think about it. That's why we're building bridges. Anyway.
That's right.
Okay. So we can pay for it.
So we can pay for the metrocolostomy.
Metrocolostomy. Yeah. Whatever the hell it is.
All right. So let's get to some comments here. John BB 4626 says, how much for the LP fixed bridge? That'd be the 2200 fixed bridge option that we are talking about. It sounds like we're going to go into development with that, but we don't know when because we have about 8 million other things that are ahead of it.
It'd be between $300 and $400 somewhere in there.
Oh, man.
But there's some very special stuff with that bridge.
Well,
you're going to have lockdown studs and all that.
It's that thing is really cool. I've been playing the one that I installed on the guitar for a while now. I absolutely love it. There are a couple little refinements that I'm working on right now. We'll let you know.
Well, the other thing is this: if we know the difference in price is quantity.
Yes.
The quantity is what really dictates the price. And we have to make a little money. We got to pay our bills, but you start making one at a time. I mean, that's astronomical. Nobody would buy one.
Onesies and twosies are just, they are not.
Well, when you get into 100, that's one price. 500 is another. 1,000. Then when you get into 10,000, we just give them away for the hell of it.
Yeah, that's why a garage is so much more than a Fender because, he doesn't have that volume. Scott C says, oh man, I bought a router at 16 to put a Kahler flat mount on my Peavey T60. Fortunately, no injury from it. And opening was really ugly, but I got it done. I taped down the cardboard template, went around a straight line with the wood chisel and a hammer, and then went to the router. The edges are wobbly looking, but it worked. Wouldn't do that now. Great interview, too.
Well, I've heard this guy before.
Yeah. This is a comment that we missed last week, and oops. We've been having a couple little technical difficulties with the podcast command center here, but nothing that'll stop us.
Must have something to do with being responsible.
With my Metro Colossus. Hey, CJ, if you're watching this, man, I know you got a sense of humor, man. Okay, so anyway, CJ Ortiz, the metal motivator. He's where Metallica meets Tony Robbins.
Oh, well, good for him.
Oh, CJ's awesome.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, no, I love CJ.
I thought maybe you work for him. You don't have a Kahler shirt on.
Well, this is a Kahler shirt. It just says it in invisible ink.
Metric philosophy.
That's right. Metric philosophy.
Okay.
Okay, so Scott, I got to tell you, man, my body language is all weird now. I'm folding my arms. Like, okay. So anyway, Scott, thank God you didn't get hurt. We got routing templates, things like that. In fact, I just did the routing and we're waiting for approval on video number 2 of the Glenn Tipton thing, but you won't see any routing in any Kahler videos that I do because I don't want to make anybody think, oh, I got this with no training. But we've spoke ad nauseum about routers. I think that
his use of the chisel was good.
Yeah.
He marks it out. You know exactly where it is. You got to just be concerned about where those chips are flying.
Where those chips are
cut off on the end.
You make sure you're going in the proper direction with that router, because if you go in the wrong direction, it'll just kick right out of your hands, and it's a different direction if you're on the inside or the outside.
Oh.
Danny Louvier says, great interview. I used to thrash out to Pleasure to Kill in high school. Keep up the great work. I used to thrash out to Pleasure to Kill in high school too, and it was awesome to be able to tell Milla, I used to thrash out to your album back when I was in high school. Geez, that was cool. Yeah, you know what? As long as they keep on coming, we'll keep on interviewing them. Metallic Death 02. I got my left-handed Kahler Steelers in the mail yesterday. I can't wait to try them out. This is Walter, whose email got misplaced for a little bit, and then we found it, figured it out. Left-handed Steelers. We weren't supposed to be able to do them until sometime next year.
What do you mean?
Now
we misplaced his email. I didn't replace it.
No, we did.
I'm left-handed. I'll remember all left-handers.
No, that is true.
I want you to know that I personally cut those left-handed IDs.
You did.
Yes,
yes, Walter.
And other people ought to know that's hardened to about an R60.
Yeah.
So that took some special kind of cutters, special kind of feeding speeds, and we can do left-handers. So
yeah,
any left-hander out there, let us know.
That's right. We weren't going to originally get into doing it until sometime next year, but we're overachievers here.
Well, I think we sold about 20,000 left-handers or something like that?
Something like that. I don't know.
Isn't that wild? Can you imagine that?
I can't imagine 20,000 left-handed people. That's
left-handed.
I know.
We're in our right mind, so we can just lie about that.
There you go. I really wanted to do an entire podcast over that thing, but you know what? We had to get it out to Walter because it was more important that he had them.
Thanks a lot, Walter. We appreciate your business.
Yeah,
we really do.
Absolutely. I know you'll love those things. Nitro Snov? Nitro Snove? We'll go with that. Kind of funny that Milla talked so highly of Kahler, but his signature guitars, both the Jacksons and ESP stuff, have Floyd Rose Trems on them. He is one of my favorite guitarists. Just curious why you don't see any of his stuff with Kahler on them.
Oh, my God.
That's not funny at all, actually. You know what? There's one answer. It's the only correct answer. Money.
It's all about money.
Money.
And it's all about OEMs and how much money they want to spend.
Yeah.
And what they're putting on and what they choose to put on the guitars. Now, just remember that the Charvels all had Kahlers on them.
Yep.
Yeah, they also had a Floyd Rose, but they were about 50-50.
But
we're made in the USA, and because we are, and we actually have to pay people $20 an hour or more.
Yep.
And we actually got to pay $6,000 or $8,000 a month to rent 5,000 square feet. The government doesn't give us anything. We're not in China. Maybe the Chinese would give us some money if we took up Mandarin, you suppose?
You know what? I prefer Cantonese.
Oh, Cantonese?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Well, then I'll just speak Taiwanese then. All I know is all this stuff's made offshore, and that's what they choose to do. That's their business, and all I can say is let us know, and we definitely will sell you one.
Well, what I would say is this, and I'm not going to use any names because I don't piss off any OEMs, but...
Oh, why not?
Why not? Don't give me permission for something you're going to regret.
No, we're not going to do that.
No. Okay. There is a very famous guitar from a very recent, very famous series on a streaming service. There are 3 different versions of this guitar that in the streaming thing had a Kahler on it, and only the most expensive one has a Kahler. The other 2 have Floyd Roses. There are countless OEMs that have elected to put a Floyd Rose 1000 on something that used to have a Spyder or a Steeler or something like that.
Well, what is the list price on a 1000 now?
You can't buy them unless you're an OEM.
Oh, an OEM.
Now you can get a Floyd Rose special for $100. How much do you think an OEM pays for that $100 end user thing, what, about $30?
Well, they generally looking to mark it up 3 times because the dealer has to make money on it as well.
So, yeah. So, I mean, we can't sell them a Steeler for $30.
A Steeler for $30?
Yeah, we can't.
We'll try 300.
Yeah, we can't do that. You know, I mean, an OEM with making a larger order would get more, but you know,
no, we sell it for less, but you have to get the larger orders.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is the quantity. You know, if any private individual bought an OEM quantity off of us, we'd give them the OEM price, right?
Well, it'd have to be a hell of a quantity.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, if he's interested in ordering 5,000 of them,
yeah. But anyway, the point is,
no. But if he buys more than 1, 2, or 3, we have a sliding scale. On that. Yeah.
But
for less.
The thing is, like, let's say for example, you're going to buy a Kerry King signature guitar.
Yep.
You're absolutely going to insist it has a Kahler on it. You're absolutely going to insist because Kerry King plays a Kahler, right?
And it's his design.
And it's his design.
And his name is on it.
His name's on it and all that other stuff. You're going to be like, if I'm going to buy a Kerry King guitar, it's going to have a Kahler on it.
Right.
But if you buy Milla's guitar, are you going to insist that it has a Kahler on it? Or is the fact that the OEM's going to make more money, putting a bridge they can get less expensive on it? And then, you know, I mean, Milla has to earn a living, so God bless him for having a signature model and things like that, right? But I mean, the thing is that if the public demands that these guys put Kahlers on the guitars and they say, I'm not going to buy this if it doesn't have a Kahler, and then they actually don't sell, that's what it's going to take.
And I think that if, you know, we're not in the business of telling you what to do.
No.
So because I think you can go to any of the major manufacturer OEMs, and you can request what you want.
If they have a custom shop,
yeah, and it's going to cost you more money, no doubt about it, because they're buying 1 piece, 2 pieces, or 3 pieces. You know, they're not buying 10,000 of them.
Right.
So that's the difference. Now, we also have another one, too, the same story, that plays a Kahler.
Mm-hmm.
When you first came out here.
Yeah, you know, and that's the whole thing, too, is once again, fantastic guitar player with a signature line. What he plays is a Kahler. What comes on his signature is a Floyd Rose.
It is.
And it's all about the money.
Well, it's all about the money, and the Namers group when we first went, and I had a nice talk with him behind stage.
Yeah,
and that was all good. And I can't remember his mono. What's his first name?
Oh God, I don't think we should use names here.
You don't think so?
I do not think we should mention. I don't want to put anybody on the warpath to us. You know, because these people all have to make a living, just like me, just like you, just like everybody.
Well, those people make a living by playing our stuff.
That is true.
Well, that's the way I look at it.
And if they can look themselves in the mirror and sleep at night.
So what really happens is that the OEM simply decides not to put our bridge on the unit. And I don't want you to eliminate this.
I won't. I'll leave it in.
Because this is just the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's the OEM that decides how much he's going to pay and what he puts on there. And whatever the musician, the pro, the well-known star plays, well, he can play whatever he wants to.
Yeah.
But that's the story of life.
It is.
And that's the reason that's the reason you're here and the reason we have a podcast.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to keep Americans working.
We're trying to keep Americans working. We're trying to keep the company producing so that you guys can get parts when you wear your Kahler
and the whole
out.
reason is that I haven't died yet.
That's true. If you were to die tomorrow, everything would stop. You know,
I'm working on that contract.
Yeah. No, that's a good thing. My whole point is this. You vote with your money, right? So as long as people are willing to buy cheap, you know, and the battle cry is like, it costs too much, then that's what we're going to get. if you go to a custom builder and you say, I want to try a Kahler, and they build a guitar for you and you've never tried one before, that's a gutsy move.
Well, I think you got to know the features.
Yeah.
The real features and the real benefits and why they cost more, not just because they're made in the USA. But, yeah, and then the benefits of it, and look around and see who's playing it.
Well, I almost said not only that. Okay, so I think that really this is my solution is what we need to do is we need to get these bridges in the hands of people. I don't know exactly how to do that. We're going to be doing the Las Vegas trade show. I'm going to encourage everybody to just put their hands all over these guitars with these Kahlers and see what they feel like, what they play like properly set up. I'm sure that we've got a bunch of bridges nobody knows about, but...
Well, you got all the cam bridges.
Yeah. I'm talking about the vintage ones.
Yeah, well, the cam bridges are all, regular bridges and multiscale, as well as added strings all the way up to a 10-string.
Uh-huh.
So, and an 8-string bass tremolo. Not too many people carry that. No. Or a multiscale bass tremolo.
Yeah.
That's a new thing. So we make all those things, and we're not making them 10,000 at a time. We might make them 10, 20 at a time, the specialty stuff. Now, if we made 10,000 of them, they'd probably cost half as much, but we can't do that.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. But anyway, we'll talk about that stuff a little bit more later because I have a few guitars up here that I'm prepping for the Vegas trade show. KHID2HR says there is a really rare Series 3 Vandenberg with an unusual headstock logo and the Peavey ping tremolos. Rumors on the net say there are like a dozen of them in existence. There's one on Reverb right now in black for around $1,500. Very strange to see them. I looked this thing up. He's not wrong. There's it is the weirdest looking Vandenberg, and I grabbed a couple pictures of it just because if it sells, I don't know if I'll ever see it again. But and it's got one of the ping licensed by Floyd's.
Yeah.
I found this like really, really odd for a while. Ping and Kahler are the only two companies I can think of that made both guitar parts and golf clubs.
Yep.
Is there anybody else?
Not that I know of.
It's just so weird.
That's it.
Yeah. KHID2HR back again says still looking for an in-depth Spyder setup guide. I like the feel of mine, but I'm always fighting the tremolo arm. It's either too tight or way too loose, no matter which way I adjust the mechanism. I swear to God, as soon as I have everything set up, I'll start doing these setup videos. It's a very important thing for me to do. We're preparing for this Judas Priest thing right now, and we got a special secret guest that'll be here. A week from tomorrow.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's week from tomorrow as we're shooting this. But in addition to that, we've got the Vegas Guitar Trade Show, and I'm still trying to put together the recording studio here.
We've trying to put it together.
Yes.
That's right. You're not the only star around here.
I'm a star?
Yeah, you're a star.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, I can tell by all the albums and everything and the little people on the wall.
Yeah, I didn't record any of those albums.
And the Maiden, full-size 6'2" Maiden.
Oh,
standing
yeah.
in the deal. Yeah.
I
scared the hell out of me the other night when I came in.
But he's so friendly. He's smiling.
Yeah. He's all dressed up in jeans.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah. I went and I saw Iron Maiden last night.
Last night.
And it was a religious experience. And I noticed two things. The first one I noticed was that even though the venue was probably 5 or more times bigger than the Creator venue.
Sure.
Creator's Pit was bigger and more vicious. Oh, yeah. Are you kidding? In fact, I met a guy there wearing a Creator back patch, and I was like, dude, let me get a picture of that, and turn around and smile for the camera. And he was like, right on. And I was like, I'm going to make sure that Milla gets this. I just, we interviewed him a while ago, and boy, he was so happy.
He looked happy. I saw the picture.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing I noticed too was that there were a lot of guys that brought their girlfriends there that were watching TikTok videos on their phone because they didn't want to be there. So
they didn't want to be there.
They didn't want to be there. You know, I'm standing there like on the verge of tears. Like, I won't spend all my time searching for those wasted years, Bruce. And then I look down and there's this girl watching TikTok videos on her phone, just going,
well, her boyfriend just blew $200 probably.
Yeah, he did. But anyway, so I will, however, help you out with this Spyder thing right here, right now. So, the complaint was the arm's either too floppy or too stiff. Now,
well, he's got an adjustment on the side. He's got
2 adjustments.
I know. I don't get it. Well, it's a problem.
Now, the bottom one, this is only on the new Spyders. The bottom one adjusts the height of the arm. But the right here on the side, okay, and this takes a 3/32 Allen wrench. But right here on the side, you just turn this thing, okay, stiff.
Yep.
And now you just loosen it up and flippity floppity.
Yeah, you can have your wanger swinging there, or you can tighten that baby up and put it right where you want it.
You just, and any level of in between.
Now, maybe you didn't know that, or maybe he's missing the screw. Now, if you are, let us know.
Yeah, let us know, man. But yeah, that's right there, 3/32. That is the adjustment.
Good.
That was the last comment. So today we are going to talk about something that I am very excited about, and that is extended range guitars.
Tell us what extended range means.
More than 6 strings.
Oh,
typically lower, like very low, like just like this Agile 9-string right here.
Right.
Now, really cool guitar. We also have a Dean Multiscale 8-string that's sitting off to the side because there's not enough room on the table for everything. So I'll insert a slide. Anyway, the thing about these extended range guitars is that they tend to be pretty stiff. And so I went on to the Instagram extended guitar group and said, hey guys, what do you think about what could we do that would be the most helpful? And they all thought that I was offering a free endorsement. And then when after I cleared that up and said, what product, what is it that doesn't exist that you want? And blew my mind. They actually said something that we can't even mention that we're prototyping right now.
Sure.
So, but they all said we would really, really like it if the bar wasn't so damn stiff, because every time you go to use the thing, man, it just feels like you're trying to move something that's not supposed to move.
Huh.
Yeah. So I had an idea about that, and that idea is leverage. The longer your lever is, the longer. God, thank God Daniel's not here. Could you imagine? He'd be like just about wetting his pants, going like longer.
There you go.
Yeah. So anyway, the longer your lever is, the less effort it takes to move the thing. Kahler actually makes a 6-inch bar, a 7-inch bar, a 9-inch bar, and a 12-inch bar.
Yep.
And
this one here is a what?
That is a 9.
That's what I thought.
So with the 9, okay, so there's a 7 right there. You can see pretty easy that there's an inch difference there between these two. Believe it or not, that extra inch makes a big difference.
Here, give me one of them.
And take them both.
And you can see the difference.
Yeah,
here.
see, now that's 2 inches, which
that's 12.
Significant. Yeah. Here's the 12.
Yeah, that's the 12.
Okay, right. The 12 is freaking obnoxious. I think that Randy Coven, the bass player extraordinaire who's no longer with us, is the only person I've ever seen using the 12.
Well, he was using it up here and also doing something with his fingers at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
He was detuning and everything.
Yeah, no,
that was kind of interesting.
Randy Coven was like
Yep.
Amazing.
Now, we also have another feature we've talked about on this bridge. I can't say they're really complaints, but a lot of talk about using a 3/16 bar as opposed to a 1/4 inch.
Yes.
Now, 3/16 is what comes on a regular 6-string.
Yes.
The old Fender tremolos, as well as our cam tremolos, and other. Now, all the fulcrums that we sell do have 1/4 28s on them, but on the cam bridges with extended range and the cam bridges with multiscales that are going that, we actually now are going to offer them. If you want a 1/4 inch arm, we'll put one on there for you.
That right there is the big deal. And then there's another thing too. Inside, down in here, there are 3 springs. On this one, there were 2 of the heavy springs, like for a bass, and then 1 regular spring in the middle. Well, I figured that this has no more tension than a bass, so I took that middle spring out, and then also replaced the cam with one of the new ones that we bored out for this. What is this, 1/4 inch?
Yeah, 1/4 inch, 28 threads, and also this is clutched. It has a clutch.
Yeah, it still has the clutch.
It has a clutch, and also you can put a palm lever, a 1/4 inch palm lever, in the other ID there on the other side. The other thing we do is that you have a choice of 4 different places to put your arm. Now, depending on how you adjust your spacing on that, so you get it right over the coil grate. And so that'll make a difference as to which ID here that you're going to put your arm in. And that happens to be 100% 360 half-hard brass.
Yep.
That's a cam that's quite expensive to make.
Yeah.
And we make them right here in America by real American machinists.
Now, it's like not even remotely stiff at all. This thing just, I mean.
It'll even flutter.
Yeah, I can make this 9-string flutter now because of that. I haven't even tried the 12-inch bar because it seems a little ridiculous. But we've got the Dean 8-string multiscale as well, which I'm going to do the same exact thing, put the cam on with the 1/4 inch, and I already know it's going to work great. And I've been playing that Dean 8-string multiscale a lot. The interesting thing is that a multiscale, you would think that it'd be really, really difficult to get used to, but it's not. Because of the ergonomics of your hand. It actually is really, really easy. And then there's different tensions with the strings and all that other kind of stuff.
We can cover that one.
Yeah.
And that's a 10-string multiscale. And
that's the extra extreme one too, right?
Yeah, that's really extreme. That's over 1.5 inches there of difference in differential between the highest string and the lowest string.
Not all multiscales are the same. You know, now I'm sure that most people know that, but there are probably a few that don't. And the thing with the multiscale is that you could have a much longer or shorter distance between your highest and your lowest.
That's based on the degree of your frets.
Exactly.
And what strings you're using.
Now, there's also where the fret is completely and totally straight.
Yep.
Because there will be one fret that is absolutely perfectly straight, and then it'll start to shift. So, did they do that at the nut? Do they do it down somewhere around the 12th fret? You know, where do they do it? That's all going to make this bridge be different.
Because of the size of the string, we say they should intonate in a different place. And we're doing pretty well selling this unusual stuff.
The unusual stuff is...
you really can't buy this stuff anywhere in the world. And, well, maybe there is. But all I can say is if there's something you even want more unusual, well, then let us know.
All I can say is that it took me long enough to get used to the floppiness of the low string on the 8-string. I think it's an F sharp.
Yeah.
But on the 9-string here, it's a C sharp. Oh. But it's just like... So...
Well, I guess some people like that.
Well...
Maybe they had too much to drink or something.
I like it. I just... I don't... I I can't quite control it yet, but it's really cool because the 6-string part of it's no problem.
Okay.
Even the 7-string part, and now the 8-string too. I'm like, oh yeah, this is familiar territory. So now when I play the Dean, now it's a piece of cake.
You know, there's some other features here that, well, we just haven't named them all, like fine tuning. But
Yeah.
you got the front risers just like you did on original Gibson.
Yep.
And so if you want more angle on that, you can bring them up and drop the back, however you want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. You can also add our locking studs back here
Right.
to make sure that it's really, really tough. I didn't, just because I put them on so many things. I figured,
I know.
let's see what it does without them.
So right here we got a multi-scale bass, which is forward and rearward with extenders. We can do just about anything, but what we need to know is the degree of the fret. And then from that degree, we can figure out, you know, what the differential is going to be between the smallest and the heaviest string. Now, multi-string is over there.
Yep.
This is a gold 8-string. And I might point out that the string hooks are all adjustable. And going over the rollers, the saddles are all adjustable, left to right, up and down, in and out, 6-way adjustable. And that 8-string will also take 9 strings. I think we've sold 3 9-string basses.
9-string bass whammy bar.
Yeah.
God, who would buy that? Bill Dickens.
Well, I don't know who it was, but we had to make an extended plate. And if you can imagine how big this was.
Yeah.
He wanted them at least, it was equivalent to about 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
Apart. So he had 9 strings. So that bridge was almost 1.5 inches wider than that one.
That must have been like just.
Yeah, it was a big bridge.
My God.
Way back when, we also made an extended range for a special one for Warwick.
You know what I completely forgot about until just now? You also have the individual rails that.
Yep.
So I mean, you could really, if you're smart with geometry and things like that, you could just buy as many rails as you want. You could make like a 31-string bass.
I guess you could.
I guess you
Whatever.
could. That feels like it's gone off the rails a little bit.
I think that's about it.
Yeah. Oh, hell.
Well, I'm glad you're wearing that wonderful T-shirt today.
Yes. Collostability. Or
Well, that's
whatever
it.
you said.
With no excuses.
Well, no.
It could say, you know, over your arm, it could say unresponsible. It says responsible.
Responsibility. The big takeaway from this one is that now, yes, we have flutterable 8, 9, 10-string guitar bridges. So until next week, I've been Eddie Kernan.
And I'm Gary Kahler, and thank you very much for your business and for watching. Appreciate it.
I'll see you next time.